Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the third annual domestic violence prevention event here. Can't hear me? I don't normally have that problem. We're going to see if we can't fix that. Apparently this is what it means by technical difficulties, but we've got it straightened out now. First off, I want to welcome everybody to the third annual domestic violence prevention event held here at the Ulster County Office Building. You know, it's something that I was really talking with Kathy Moretti about a long time ago, and the conversations that we had were difficult and in some ways very uncomfortable. We were talking about something that so many folks both are moved by, impacted by, but also many people don't like to talk about. Well, to me, that sounds like the perfect time for us to be able to step in and say we can do better. And that's really what this has been all about. The number of domestic violence cases in Ulster County have gone up. In 2009, almost 700 domestic violence cases in Ulster County. 2010, almost 900. In these situations, we urge people to be able to reach out for help. I can't tell you the amount of committed people we have here in Ulster County, in our community, to be able to provide assistance, who care, and it moves them to be able to make a difference. It's the passion that they bring to their jobs every single day. This is a situation that is a scourge on any community, and we believe it's something that we can do something about. So, before we even get going, I want to make sure there's a number that everybody remembers, and it's Family of Woodstock's Domestic Violence Prevention Hotline, 338-2370. That's 338-2370. They do an incredible job at counseling and providing assistance. The other county resources that are available, the Ulster County Crime Victims Unit. You will never find a group of people who are both more committed and compassionate when it comes to the situations that arise with regards to domestic violence. In addition, there is DSS and the Interagency Council on Domestic Violence. What I ask everybody is anybody who's been impacted by this is really an entire community. We have all been impacted by this, because if it happens to one, it's an offense on our entire community. I ask that you please do not stand for physical violence, both in your relationship, and that you don't stand idly by if you see a friend, family member, co-worker, neighbor, anybody being abused. It's something that we simply can say no to here in Ulster County. We as a community are not going to accept this. We're going to provide services for people who are victims of this. We are going to hold people accountable who are perpetrators of it. But in addition, we are not going to be those kinds of communities that stand idly by and just turn another cheek when someone is victimized and we know it. I'm going to ask at this point for a moment of silence, because whenever there is domestic violence discussions, in addition to survivors, there are those who didn't survive. And so I'm going to ask for a moment of silence for those folks. You see, those are the casualties of domestic violence. We see the escalation, we see it in our court systems, we see it in our hospitals, we see it across our community. Like I said earlier, it is the scourge of any community. Tonight's event is part of a month-long national campaign designed to enhance awareness, to both literally and figuratively shine a light on the devastating effects of domestic violence. The county office building will be illuminated with purple lights, and it will be illuminated every night throughout the month of October in recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But in addition to that, every single county vehicle, whether it be the sheriff's vehicles or any other county-run operation, county vehicle, you will see those. Kathy, can you show me one?
It's on front, Michael.
Right on the podium? This is not fair. You guys can see.
There's one on the front.
Look at this. These purple ribbons are going to be on every county vehicle. Simply put, we're going to make sure anybody and everybody that wants to be able to say, simply put, we're not going to accept this, and we're going to be aware that it does exist, and we're going to be there for those people who have been victimized. Well, that's the kind of person I want to make sure has this on their vehicle. So they're going to be available for anybody and everybody here as well. I'd like to take a moment. Oh, Kathy. I'd like to take a moment and read from a proclamation and give that to Family of Woodstock's Domestic Violence Prevention Services. Whereas 1.3 million women are physically assaulted in the United States by an intimate partner annually. Whereas domestic abuse occurs within all age groups, ethnic backgrounds, and income levels. Whereas many people are unaware of the damage that results from domestic violence, and whereas there are resources available in Ulster County for the victims of domestic violence and the members of their families, now therefore I, Michael B. Hein, Executive of Ulster County, do hereby proclaim the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month throughout all of Ulster County. Kathy, you have done amazing, amazing work when it comes to bringing attention to this. And I ask that we all take a moment and give a round of applause for not just for the work that Kathy does, Family of Woodstock, domestic violence prevention, but everybody from our law enforcement personnel, everybody's efforts that are brought forth to be able to make sure that it's not just an area of awareness in our community, but there are people who care. There are people who this matters to. Simply put, our community will not accept this. So a big round of applause for the people who provide services in the area of domestic violence. And now, I'd like to turn the microphone over to one of our legislators, the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, ladies and gentlemen, Legislator Walter Frey.